Hey everybody, Roman versus with the Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
The man who's 2 days tardy, but when you're on CPT, you're never late. The boy Hall.
Okay. um yeah, so we are a little late on this one. Unfortunately, I had to go on a family trip on Saturday, and then the boy Harm got sick on Sunday, and so we're a little smidge behind, but that's okay. The point is that we're not missing an episode, and yeah, let's jump right in.
Smackdown. All right, so we had Smackdown emanating from I don't know what city they were in this week. Um,
The fact that you even bothered to mention it, I'm like, are we doing that now?
I don't remember. I don't remember what city they were in. Fun show. I mean, there's some lulls in the show that I thought um were not up to par with the last couple weeks. Um, there was one really good match. I feel like me and you are going to argue about the merits of that match
Okay.
based upon our last our conversation from last week.
Okay.
Um, um, Gauntlet matches are always fun. I thought this one was incorrectly booked from start to finish, and I'll explain why in a second. And then we had a match that apparently ended abruptly because the female competitors mistimed their cues.
We'll edit that in post.
I think you should leave it.
Continue.
All right. And we had another segment of world. Oh my god, we're gonna have to edit this entire podcast. I was gonna say you had another episode of where the SmackDown Women's Champion turns. I wanted to say something else. But so the most impactful thing from the show, probably Charlotte and Tiffany.
Okay.
I think it's Charlotte and Tiffany. I think they finally understood we can't let them talk to each other anymore. So
Let's
let's
just
have
have
them
them
do
attack
yeah,
and fight.
let's have them do some physicality and let's embrace Charlotte being a heel since the fans apparently don't want to let her be a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like almost like how Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes a couple months back, fan footage outside the bus. Tiffany was entering the arena and Charlotte attacks her in the parking lot of the arena, and they allowed fans to shoot it and then put it out on social media. And WWE did the actually great thing. They acknowledged the existence of the video,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't show the video at all on SmackDown
Mm-hmm.
because this was not theirs
Yeah.
in a sense. It's not in kayfabe, even though it obviously is.
Yeah.
They wanted it to feel real, so they were like, we're not putting this out there.
Mm-hmm.
What was your takeaway from the entire show? I know there was a couple good things in the show. There's a couple negative things for me.
I thought we were gonna do the rundown play-by-play, but
We can. We start with the first takeaway then.
I think the thing that stood out to me the most was the really bad refereeing. That
Okay.
that's my main takeaway. The refereeing from Friday was
All right, and we'll get into that because there was some moments.
yeah.
All right, so the show kicks off with Nick Aldis in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts cutting a promo, and he starts talking about how I don't remember exactly the words of his promo, but he just calls Randy Orton to the ring.
Yeah.
And
He was basically saying that he promised he was going to be professional.
That's what it was. I promised to be professional. So he calls Randy Orton to the ring, and he starts talking to Randy, and he goes, and Randy is like, Nick, I am being professional. Remember like a year and a half ago when I gave you that check? I told you another one was coming. I thought we were good. Randy,
this makes us even.
This should make us even now. And Nick Aldis you can tell he was acting, but he was doing a great job, like trying to hold himself together.
Yeah.
Because he looked like a guy who was pretending to be angry to attack somebody, almost like an NBA hold me back situation.
Yeah.
So Randy's cutting his promo, and Randy's like, "Hey, I just want a match at Mania." He's like, "I don't care if you have to put on your old trunks and face me at Mania. I just need to be at Mania. This will be my 20th time at WrestleMania, and I don't have that many left, so I don't want to miss another one." And he goes, "And if you do not give me a match," he goes, "I'm gonna have to apologize to Mickey James about what I'm gonna do to you." And for all those who don't know, Nick Aldis is Mickey James's husband. Um, so as that's happening, they get interrupted by one solo Sikoa. Side note: has the drop off in solo Sikoa the biggest drop off of anybody that rapidly? Because he was in main events. He was facing the last time he did anything was against Roman for the Ula Fala. And since he lost to Roman, nothing. He's back to being a henchman again.
I give you one A-Town down.
Okay, Austin Theory is a good one.
A-Town down. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be my biggest one. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I mean, they have not utilized this man whatsoever. I mean, at least they utilized him that night.
Oh yeah. So we get
He's been in segments.
Yeah, we get Solo Sikoa and coming out with Tama Tonga, and they're basically cutting a pro. He's basically cutting a promo saying, "Hey, Randy, no one wants to see you at Mania again. The only one people actually want to see is the Samoan Werewolf beating LA Knight for the United States Championship. We're bringing. Sorry, I think my parents are here. They're just going to walk in, aren't they? The Samoan Werewolf beating LA Knight and bringing the United States Championship back to my family, so on and so forth. Randy Orton makes fun of Tama Tonga. He says something to he challenges them to get into the ring. They both hit the ring. They start beating down Randy Orton, and LA Knight's music hits. LA Knight runs down to the ring in the slowest possible way. This is almost Jeff Hardy levels of running down.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, he is jogging. Yeah, exactly. And he makes the save, and we get a tag match later that night between LA Knight and Randy Orton.
Which I just want to point out, the entire point of this was that Randy wanted a match. He has not been given a match.
No, but it looks like they're going to do Solo and Randy.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you remember, and we'll get into the match later, LA Knight beat Tama Tonga in the middle of the ring, but Solo and Randy were fighting into the crowd.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to be getting Solo and Randy at Mania, which is fine, I guess. It's just another lazy thing.
I get it, but at the same time, you have to pivot, right?
Yeah.
It's a last-minute pivot. You want Randy on the card because the reality is these are his last WrestleManias. And again, to your point, we weren't doing anything with Solo anyway, so now he has a match.
Yeah, but he has a match. You put Solo on the card, and he, as much as Solo is, I'm not gonna say undeserving. He is deserving of being on the card based upon the year he has had. I just thought you could do something really intriguing with Randy, have a debut or a re-debut with a returning superstar at Mania for Randy's 20th Mania.
One of those, hey, you don't know who your opponent is, but you have a match. He shows up to the ring, and then you have a debuting superstar.
Yeah, and I think
that would have been dope.
I think we spoke about this the other night. I think we came to the conclusion that Rusev would have been a great pick. Rusev's there. He signed. Like, have Rusev return and have him face Randy at Mania. Like, you're teasing Aleister Black for after Mania. You could have just sped his return up at Mania. Like, there were other guys. Here's another thing you could have done, and I know it's a babyface situation. Could have given it to Rey Fenix. Like,
okay.
It's early in his career, but screw it. We got this young superstar. We're trying to make a big deal out of him. Let's have Rey Fenix and Randy Orton at Mania. I'm not saying Rey would have won. Rey probably would have lost at Mania. Maybe that's why you don't do it. But it would have been a spectacle to see the vet and the luchador.
True.
So we get that.
I just want to point out all solid picks. All of that would have easily worked. But again,
Yeah.
Solo's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those matches where it's just like, all right, it's Randy and Solo. I'm not gonna say it's a pee break match, but it's definitely like I'm gonna go make me a sandwich and come back. Oh, this match is still going on type of match. All right, cool. Like there's nothing exciting about that match. There's
Hey,
not
give
really.
them. They still got a week. They still got one SmackDown left. You never know if they pull something.
Okay.
Hit
So we
them with
get
a
that.
bus.
No, this is an AEW where Darby Allin is trying to murder people with his pickup truck.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so we get that, and then we go to break, and we come back with the Gauntlet match, for the women's tag team championships of Mania. It was a solid enough match. I mean, I don't like. We spoke about this last week on the last show. Um, we knew Bailey and Lyra were going to win this match. There was no one
Yep.
else on in this match who you would want at Mania to face the champions.
Whoa,
So
whoa,
by
whoa, 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 whoa.
Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Natalia, Maxine Dupree,
Can I?
Kaden Carter, Katana Chance.
I know everybody who was in the match, but whoa, 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 whoa. Pump the brakes on who you would want. I would love for Natalia to get an opportunity. I just didn't like her tag team partner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Natalia and Maxine Dupree. I was not putting nothing into
I
that.
text you while I was watching, and
I know you do.
my text was immediately, "What is this backwards worm? Like,
Yeah,
what is this? I've
yeah,
never seen that before."
because what's his face does his version.
But he does a
Alpha
regular
Academy.
worm, right?
Yeah, he does a regular one into an elbow drop, so she does it backwards.
Okay, I've never seen it before. It was just something to see. I was like, okay, this is really weird, but she's pulling it off. The
She's
only thing,
getting better.
yeah,
She's getting better.
the only thing I, well, there's two things I didn't like about the match. Number one, I didn't like the fact that I automatically, as soon as Natalia and Maxine came to the ring, I knew Maxine was going to cost them.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing. I said Natalia's not taking this L. It's going to be her. Natalia looked great as
Mm-hmm.
always in the ring, and I just wish she would seriously get a push for something. Make her a heel and really push her to push the next superstar up or whatever the case may be, but let her cook. Let her cook in the ring. She knows what she's doing. She's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And the second thing was, I just, again, to your point, we already discussed this. We already knew who was going to win from the very beginning. I hate when they do that thing where Bailey and Lyra were the first ones to start the match, and then we got to
Mm-hmm.
watch them throughout the entire match because you know they're going to win just to like
Mm-hmm.
prove that they're worthy enough to go for the title. Like, no, I hate that. You understand? Like, even if they came in second, third, whatever the case may be, something to, but not from the beginning. Like, you didn't have to do that. I already knew that that was going to happen. As soon as the match started, I was like, oh, we're doing this where they're going to beat every single team, and that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the argument for why they deserve an opportunity, even though they weren't even a tag team before the Gauntlet was
Yeah,
announced. Like, I
yeah,
hate that.
and it's not, and it's that, but it's also there was no point in the match where I thought they were in trouble of losing. Like there was never a spot where you thought that any of these teams were going to take them out. There were no false finishes. There were no one hit their finishing move on any of them. And the only mini match in there that was fun. Besides, I know you enjoyed the Natalia part, but the only mini match that was at least a little compelling was at the end.
Yeah.
And when it was the Scottish Secret Service against Bailey and Lyra, like that's the only time it's just like, all right, I can see this a little bit, but I knew you weren't gonna do the heels against the heels on Mania. Like that wasn't the thing. So again, it was a solid enough match.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last few times they've done gauntlet matches, the ones I can remember, obviously the New Day one when they were trying to get Kofi into Kofi Mania, and the one for Elimination Chamber a few years back, and I think it was just all of the combatants of the Elimination Chamber are going to be in a gauntlet match the Monday before, and Seth Rollins wrestled for like an hour and 20 minutes or something crazy like that. Um, so those were really fun gauntlet matches, and those matches took up the majority of the show. This was 5 matches, and it was like 23 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So each match only got like 4 or 5, 6 minutes.
Mhm.
So it's just like there was nothing really compelling in that match for me. I just didn't. It was enjoyable, yes, but it's just like, all right, I could. It was one of those things where I could look at my phone, I could look at the screen, I could look at my phone, I could look at the screen. I didn't feel like I had to pay super attention to it.
Because you weren't afraid that you were gonna miss anything.
Yeah,
I get you.
but yeah, Bailey and Lyra get the win. They hit this. Bailey hits Rose Plant on, I think it was Alba Fire, and Lyra hits an amazing leg drop off the top rope to get the win. So we're gonna get Bailey and Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan at Mania. Should be a fun enough match. For the year Liv has had, for the year she has had, she's been the MVP of the women's division. It's great to see her on Mania, but I would have loved to see her do something else. It's like, I know
singles, you mean?
like a singles match against something. I know that her feud against Rhea felt like it went way too long, but I thought that they could have ran that from SummerSlam to Mania as a huge blood feud, and you know I know they paid it off at Saturday Night Main Event, but at the same time, it's like, we're just having them keep going.
Yeah.
But we're getting the triple threat at Mania for the other thing, so that's still fine. So we got that, and then this is my match of the night. I thought this was a great match. Rey Fenix versus Berto Carrillo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a lot of fun spots. Berto looked amazing. He was hitting amazing. He was hitting the corkscrew 360 over the top rope. He at one point he had Rey Fenix in a fireman's carry and turned it into a pop-up power bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Like Berto looked amazing. Probably the best I've seen him look in years. Ever since Vince McMahon was pushing him as a Power Ranger. But you don't remember that when he was coming with the cape and the Power Ranger chest piece?
No, not at all.
I'm gonna send you a picture.
To find it. You have to find it.
I'm gonna find it right now.
No, that was a really great match. That was the match that you couldn't put your phone down to.
Yes,
I thought it was very compelling. The only thing that bothers me about it is, again, we're doing all this. When is he gonna get another spot like that?
I don't know.
That's the point. You know what I mean? I get it. It's to elevate Rey, but again, you have so many guys and girls on this roster that can do amazing things, and we're just not going to use them. I did enjoy the fact that after the match, we had him and Andrade, that little segment in the back, where he was trying to give him his props, and he was just like, this is none of your business. Because now, all of a sudden, I care. Because I was like, okay, so where does this go now? Is Andrade going to try to bring Berto with him? Is it going to start breaking down what he's already got going, the stable that he's already in? Like, what does this mean for that? So I was definitely like, it hit 2 notches. The match was amazing. You put them on display, and then there's something actually happening with them backstage, which is funny because for me personally, Andrade and why do I forget his name right now? Santos Escobar.
Interchangeable?
For me, they're interchangeable.
I understand why you say that.
Right? They're just so similar, and everything, the quick push to then doing nothing with them, it's the same for both of them. They have the exact same story. You know what I mean? So for me, they are interchangeable. So for the fact that now I'm suddenly compelled with both, that's interesting to me. Because I have not cared about either one in
Andrade,
LWO.
Andrade was never LWO.
No, I'm talking about Santos. Santos was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't cared about Santos since LWO. I haven't cared about Andrade since he was in
Before
AEW.
He left AEW. Before he went to AEW.
I don't.
He did nothing in AEW.
No, I'm saying I wasn't watching.
Gotcha.
At that point, I only saw him in AEW, and again, I only saw his in-ring work. I didn't really see his promos or anything like that.
Okay. I sent you the picture of Berto Carrillo. I want to see. I want your face on stream.
What is happening? He is the White Ranger.
Vince had him dressing like a Power Ranger, bro. He had a cape. Like,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I'm glad we gave up on that gimmick.
Yeah, so very fun match. Ray gets the win. He hit some crazy springboard hurricane runners. I loved when he walked the rope and he just yelled out goodbye amigo or adios amigo or some shit when he's kicking. I was just like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. That muscle buster, I think they actually called it a Mexican muscle buster this week when he hit it. That muscle buster Pento driver is just an amazing move. And here's the thing I caught when I was rewatching the match, and it's just a really subtle thing. Like I know he's Rey Fenix, but his attire in WWE is more Phoenix-like. His mask looks more bird-like. His gear is orange and red. Like he actually looks like a superhero rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
Like as opposed to in AEW doesn't do presentation like that. They don't put that emphasis on presentation, but you can see in WWE they're like, all right, we're gonna design some new stuff for you, and we're gonna try to get you over even further. And he looks like $1 million. He looks, and I think he put on a little bit of weight too. Like I think he's got a little bit more muscular.
I agree.
So he's looking really great. So Phoenix gets the win. We got a backstage segment, like you were saying earlier. Later in the show, where Humberto is just sitting there. He looks forlorn. He looks lost. Santos came over and said, "That was a great match. It was a great match, but you lost. If I needed somebody, maybe I'll just go talk to Rey Fenix. If I needed somebody who's gonna get me victories and all this stuff." He's basically putting Humberto down, and he walks away. And his cousin Angel kind of just doesn't say anything, and he kind of just like pats him on the back, and walks away with Santos. And that's when you get the actually they go to commercial and then they come back, and that's when you get Andrade coming over and speaking to Humberto Carrillo and trying to inspire him. Yep. Like trying to give him advice from the other side while Santos is bringing him down. Yep. Andrade is trying to inspire him, and he says,
"Is Andrade a face?"
I think so. I don't
because they haven't used him in so long that I don't know.
I don't. He hasn't had a feud since he's come back. Like I don't.
Okay. So we're gonna assume face.
We're gonna assume babyface. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that was like I said, that was a really good match. What is next? Oh, Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. And this is where I said these women were not gonna repeat it, but these women made a mistake.
Yeah.
So Zelina and Chelsea are having a match. It's very short. They start brawling. They get to the outside of the ring, and Chelsea, for some reason, she gets too wrapped up in her character work sometimes.
Yeah.
She starts arguing with Joe Tessitore at ringside, at the commentary table, and tries to get back in the ring. They did the normal spot where both women are supposed to beat the 10 count. And instead of getting back in the ring, she starts arguing with Joe Tessitore, and the referee legitimately counts her out. I don't know in the history of wrestling, whenever I've seen a referee count to 10 when that wasn't the exact finish of the match. Because it came out on social media later.
Yep.
That was not the finish of the match.
That was not.
That Chelsea took too long to get into the ring, so the referee counted her out. And I'm like, what? That Zelina was supposed to beat her by pinfall. To later, it's supposed to go in another few minutes. Zelina was supposed to beat her by pinfall, which is why Chelsea looked so confused when she got into the ring.
Yep.
What are your takeaways? Because I say that the women are dumb, but this was a really bad spot by the referee.
My takeaway for the main night was you had a really bad ref during the Gauntlet match, and then now you had a ref that completely botched the finish. Friday night was just a really bad night for refs. That was my takeaway from the night. I promise you. That's why I was texting you the whole time. I'm like, who is this guy? Why is he in the? Why is he so close?
Was
Back up.
wasn't that Alan Tran? Wasn't that the Asian guy in the
No.
match?
Wait, which one?
The Chelsea match wasn't the Asian one?
That I'm not
Asian.
sure. That
Okay.
I'm not sure. But yeah, that's why I was texting you. I was like, "Yo, who is this guy? Like, what is he doing?" And then like the miscounts, and then
Mhm.
that happened, and I was like, "What is going on tonight?" Like at some point, uh, Paul Levesque is gonna have to sit everybody down and be like, "Hey guys, listen, we have a
I need
job to
you.
do." Like, like either they're doing too good of a job where they're trying to be in the action, or I find that they're making these really dumb mistakes. And I don't see that on Raw. That's the other come
I,
away. I haven't seen a botch like that in Raw in quite a while. It's mainly on SmackDown. Again, that's just my takeaway. I could be
I think they
wrong.
have. I think they have the same refs for both shows.
You think?
I think it's the same refs for both shows. I don't
Well
think
then
they have
they're
anything
well then
different.
they're drinking on Friday because something's.
Hey, Thirsty Thursday's a thing. They're still hungover from the night before.
You see?
All right, so we got that. Zelina was supposed to get the pinfall victory. She got the count out victory. It's gonna motivate a match between Zelina and Chelsea to get a future United States Championship match. It's not gonna be a Mania. Probably be after Mania.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I would love to see Zelina with the belt on her.
okay.
I would love to see Zelina. First off, Zelina's amazing, and
So do I. Hold on.
I think she's amazing. I just think they don't do nothing with her. So if you're gonna put the belt on her, right? My thing is put the belt on her and let her cook. If you're not gonna let her do what she actually needs to do, then don't put the belt on her. There's no need to switch. Leave Chelsea as the champion. It's completely. It depends on what you're gonna do. If you're gonna let her cook and you're gonna let her do what she needs to do, you're gonna let her be on the mic, you're gonna let her like show that personality, that outstanding personality that she has, then you give her the belt. But if you're just gonna do what you always do with Zelina, which is have her just have these super bland matches, super short matches, and you're not gonna give her mic time and you're not actually gonna push her, then no, leave the belt on Chelsea. So again, it's dependent on what they're gonna do.
Okay. I I know Zelina's a very good wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
but again, to your point, what you were saying is they never did anything with her. So um sorry, that just threw me off. I had the thing on the door and she still opened the door. Um
For those wondering, Harm has a sign on his bedroom door that literally says "Recording in session, do not disturb." He puts it on the
mhm.
door whenever we're going to record, and we have yet to find a day or a person who respects the sign.
So I just don't view Zelina as a credible champion. And that's to your point. Like they've never done anything with her.
Yep.
Like, and then if she wins the title, it's like, what are we going to do with her? Because now you have this little 5 foot tall little nothing, and it's the land of giants over there. It's like if you have Jade, you have Piper, you have all these big women, and I understand that that'll be David versus Goliath situation with every time she's out there. It'll be the Rey Mysterio story all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see her beating Jade Cargill ever,
She
and I
doesn't.
don't even like.
She doesn't need to fight Jade Cargill.
No, I'm just saying, just to throw a name out
No, no,
there.
no. I get you. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying you don't need to put her with her. Again, we talked about how many different people that are deserving of opportunities. She can fight
I
Natalia. Natalia's not super tall. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean? She can fight forgetting her name. Liv. There you go. Took me a
She's
while.
on Raw.
I'm just saying there are plenty of smaller competitors that she's evenly height with.
Minuscule
What's her name?
femininity.
Katana.
Katana Chance. She's tiny. She might be smaller than Zelina.
There you go. And now she's the Goliath. There are
Okay.
options, is my point. You have opportunities that you could be giving to people, but again, are we actually going to give them the opportunity or are we going to squander it? if we're gonna squander it, leave her in her obscure LWO, I'm not doing anything really, but you show me on TV periodically role that she has right now. If you're going to do something with her, you give her the title and you push this girl to the moon. Because again, it's about storytelling. It's about the acting that they're able to put on. You cannot tell me that Zelina is not one of the best people that they have in the women's division on the mic.
I didn't say that.
No. I'm
Okay.
saying. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, push her if you're going to push her. If you're not going to push her and you're just going to waste her time, then don't. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste her time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. So we get that. And then we get Roxanne Perez. I love Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez versus Tiffany Stratton in a non-title match on SmackDown. And again, Tiffany gets into the ring. They acknowledge the fact that she got into a brawl with Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
That Charlotte Flair was told to go home because she initiated it, and
Yep.
there will be disciplinary action for both women moving forward. What disciplinary action means in professional wrestling, I have no idea. I have never heard anybody say that in pro wrestling. Like that's like if you're in the NBA, it's like we're gonna give you this conduct detrimental to the team.
I,
Like,
I would just say it's a fine. It's
yeah.
a fine.
So, great match. Roxanne is money. Roxanne is $1 million superstar.
Roxanne's tiny. You can't tell me she can't feud with Zelina. Anyway, but continue.
Anyways,
I was just making my point. Like, wait a second.
Roxanne
How you
is
love Roxanne
I
and
love
you're
Roxanne.
pushing in your mind, you're already figuring to push her to the moon, but you can't do the same thing with Zelina.
Roxanne is the next coming of like AJ Lee slash Paige. All of these great women, like she can wrestle in the ring, great character work, super young, attractive. She's got everything. She's 23 years old. She's going to be a superstar one day. They had a really good match. They did a lot. They pulled out a lot of athleticism. These two women did. Tiffany Stratton hitting matrix moves, hitting handspring moonsaults. Roxanne did a nice springboard moonsault where she was on one side of the ring and jumped from one side of the ropes to the other side and then did a moonsault and ended up getting Tiffany's knees up, but still it was really impressive. Tiffany Stratton gets the win here. She hits prettiest moonsault ever. She got some height on that prettiest moonsault ever. She got some distance on it too. And immediately after the match, Charlotte Flair comes and attacks Tiffany Stratton again.
She, in fact, did not go home.
She, in fact, did not go home. Another takeaway. Charlotte was not in wrestling gear, which is, again, one of my tropes that I hate, that you're not in a match, but you're in full gear. Why do you need to show up in full gear to the arena?
Yep.
She was in jeans. She was in a t-shirt. She looked much better in normal clothes than she does in her gear or in these dresses that they put her on.
I agree. That was the funny thing. When I was watching it live, I had the same exact thought. I was like, why she look better in this? She had like sweats or whatever. She had a hoodie. She had a regular t-shirt. I was like, she looks. Yeah. I was like, okay, she actually looks good. I agree your entire point, because why the hell do you need to switch into your gear when you don't have a match announced? That's never made any sense, and I like the fact that they didn't do that here.
So Charlotte comes out, she attacks Tiffany, she throws her over the announce deck, she throws her into the ring post. Wade Barrett. I'm sorry. I said Wade Barrett, not Wade Barrett. His name is Wade Barrett. Yep. Wade Barrett gets between Charlotte and Tiffany, who's on the floor. And Charlotte, I know Wade's a big dude because I know when it's a Royal Rumble last year, he walked right by me. He is a big dude. He's 6'6", 6'7", muscular. Like you'd be scared to see this dude in real life at a bar. That's how big he was. Charlotte was nose to nose with him. Like she was same height, same stature with him. And I'm like, oh, Charlotte's big. But hey, I was just like, Charlotte's a big woman. Not a big woman, but she's a tall woman. Wade Barrett gets in between them. Charlotte tries to get past him multiple times, and he's yelling at her off mic. But where the camera microphones can pick him up, but
Yeah.
not into his headsets. I'm trying to save your job.
I'm trying to
I'm trying to protect your career.
Yeah.
And just a little touch, because they've known each other probably 12, 13 years, probably maybe even longer than that. And Charlotte's been around with Rick before the head. And he's like, I'm trying to save your and she gets up on their commentary table. She looks down at Tiffany and then she walks away. This was an effective segment. This makes you really want to see Tiffany beat her at WrestleMania. We said it last week. These two women cannot talk to each other anymore, because either it's going to go bad and poorly and somebody's going to forget their lines, or you don't know what's going to come out of the next person's mouth next. Like, Tiffany's already come out in interviews and said, Charlotte's trying to bully me and I was just kicking back. So if you don't want that on screen again. So this is effective 7. This might be the last time they're on screen together before Mania.
Possibly.
I don't think
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see them again next Friday.
I don't think so.
We have to talk about the Mania card, because they announced which matches are going to be on which night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have to talk about that too. That was actually a pretty good match. And then we get the Cody Rhodes segment. I was like, that's what's next. Okay. So Cody, so after the break, or before the break, you see the extras, the ring personnel, setting up tables in the ring, and they're putting out all of the old championship belts. They had to have those belts replated because they were all super shiny. Like every single belt was super shiny. It looks like they hit it with Armor All before the shot. But they had to have all those replated. And Cody comes out, and the crux of this feud is John wants to take the title away from the fans. So Cody is cutting a promo, and I know we've talked about the Cody being a politician in his gimmick. This man legit sounded like the president of the United States last night. Not the current president, but but a president of the United States last night. Cutting a promo.
He was giving a State of the Union address.
State of the WWE, State of the Championship address. And you had the Bruno belt, you had the Winged Eagle belt, you had the one that Austin carried, what they called something. The one without the wings.
Yeah.
You had the John Cena spinner belt. You had the belt that's synonymous with Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar. Because when I saw that belt, I immediately thought Brock Lesnar. But then he made the comment of Eddie Guerrero. That makes sense. And then you had a 6th belt there besides the WWE Championship belt, and I don't remember which 6th one was, but it doesn't really matter. And he's cutting promo, and he said, "This is what greatness is. This is what champions are made of." And he starts going to each belt. He goes, "It doesn't matter if you sold out Madison Square Garden 118 times, and unless you're a true wrestling fan, that probably went over everybody's heads because no one knows who Bruno Sammartino is."
Yep.
But unless you sold out Madison Square Garden 118 times, and then he goes to the Winged Eagle belt, and he goes, unless you come to the ring with broken ribs and you become a phenom, talking about the Undertaker. And then he goes to he goes, unless you become a champion and you infuse everything with Latino heat, which got the Eddie chance from the crowds. And then he goes to his belt, and he points at it. He goes, unless you want to become the greatest champion in this business, in this industry, John, you want to take it away from the crowd. You want to take it away from all of us. But now I'm not going to let you. He cut the whole promo saying I'm not going to let you, and you're not taking my title at Mania. An effective segment. I mean, just trying to get. Oh, he also says, John, it's okay for the fans to love somebody other than you, which was powerful, because I think that's what I think. John's a little upset that Cody is taking his spot. That's there's a jealousy in John Cena right now to see the next guy taking his thing. So
In character, you're talking about.
In character, not in real life. John in real life is super happy for Cody and wants to
100%.
in character.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was an effective segment. Cody just comes off and like this is why people love Cody. I know sometimes me and you talk about how we're not fans of him because he can be too white meat, blue collar babyface. But it was an effective segment. He was drawing the lines of I'm babyface. I'm good guy. You guys need to cheer me at Mania because if you don't cheer me at Mania and this guy wins, it's going to be bad for everybody. Yep. So just trying to get more people to hate Cena before the match. I'll say this again. There is zero chance he walks away with that title at Mania. Cena is taking that title and running with it, bro. Cody is not winning this match.
I know. It's just hilarious that every week goes by. Every week, no matter what he does or what happens, me and you, our takeaway is always he is 100% not walking with this title out of that building. It's just hilarious. Like no matter what he does, it just continues to solidify that he gonna lose.
They're pouring it on a little bit. That's what it is. They're having him come out and just like they're having it so that way when he does lose, the people who don't think he's gonna lose are gonna be so heartbroken.
Yep.
You thought 39 was bad? You thought WrestleMania 39 was bad? When he loses at 41, you know the black guy with the eyes when Taker lost? Yeah. It's gonna be that. It's going to be bad. We're going to have WrestleMania 41 end on such a heartbroken note because that's the last match of the night on night 2.
Yeah.
It's going to end so heartbrokenly.
He's gonna show up. He's gonna show up on Monday talking about this is gone.
He better show up. He better show up on SmackDown with tattered clothes on. He better look like bum ass Corbin coming in on Friday. Like
who? Cody.
Cody needs to be so distraught that he lost the championship and lost it. That he hasn't showered in 4 days. He let the beard come in. Like I would love to see him actually. I would love to actually see that. Have him manifest and really character act heartbrokenness. And it's like he is so forlorn that that nothing else matters, and now he's broken. And then have him build it back. Like that would be really interesting to see the layers of his character. But that's not gonna happen. He's gonna lose. He's gonna come back on Friday looking like Ric Flair, pocket watch and everything.
Yeah.
And cut a 20-minute promo talking about how I let you guys down and blah 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 blah.
Thanks. And it is gonna be.
Oh, they were in Seattle. Like they were in Seattle. That's where they were last week.
What just prompted that?
Because I was scrolling down the thing and it says Rhodes brought up his time in Defy Wrestling to get a pop from the Seattle crowd.
For you New Yorkers out there.
For all you New Yorkers out there who want to watch some really good indie wrestling in Queens, House of Glory Wrestling, they do one show a month, $20 to get in. They get some really good guys. Swerve was there when he was AEW champion. I think their current champion is Zilla Fatu. So you can go out and watch some indie wrestling. Matt Riddle was there recently. Like they did get some names you would know for $20-$25 to get in.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Right in the middle of Queens too. Not too far. So the main event of the night, we get 14-time world champion and the megastar LA Knight. I had to do quotes. He's not a megastar. I'm sorry. Like I like LA Knight, but come on. And LA Knight against Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. I had to double check my time clock when this match started. It was 10 minutes left in the show when this match started. And I was just like, okay. We're not getting much of a match. Your standard tag match. This was just to get and the match wasn't even 10 minutes. It was 7 minutes because we had the after match shenanigans. So we had a 7-minute tag match. Use your standard SmackDown tag match. You got your Randy Orton Power Slam. You got your draping DDT. You got your LA Knight BFT. You got him walking around into your point looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Eventually, towards the end of the match, Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa split off. They start brawling into the crowd, and then you get Tama Tonga and LA Knight. LA Knight hits his jumping elbow drop. He hits his BFT to get the win, and immediately after the win, Samoan Werewolf comes out from behind him, and they did a great shot framing this. Because he just shows up right behind him, and I love Jacob Fatu when he just starts doing that weird little shimmy dance. He just exactly. He just starts doing that behind him, and he attacks LA Knight, hits him with a couple hip thrusts, hits him with a couple pretty smooth levers. He did the thing we say he should never do. He touched the belt.
Yes, he did.
He didn't even just touch the belt. He licked the belt.
He did.
He did lick that belt.
Yes, he did.
But he's the one I'm going to break my wrestling trope for. He touched the belt. He threw it down near LA Knight. He licked the belt.
And
he actually hit him.
You still think he's gonna win?
I still think he's gonna win. There's no way you do not put this championship on him. He hit him with a moonsault. I think he misplaced the belt. So when he first picks up the belt, he throws it down near LA Knight's head. And I think he was supposed to try to hit a moonsault while it was covering his face. And he kind of missed. No, but he looked great. Every time he's on TV, his aura, I'll talk about aura. I totally missed the Naomi Jade segment. We'll go back to that afterwards. The promo segment.
Don't even remember it.
Okay.
That's bad.
Yeah, so
that's bad.
You don't remember Naomi on screen with a bunch of razor blades in her hair? Okay. Nope. All right.
I saw the razor blades and all that, but I saw that on socials.
Yeah, that was part of her promo. LA Knight gets taken down by the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu stands tall, looks over him, and that's how he go off the air. Jacob Fatu is winning that title. You cannot have him lose this match. You want to push somebody to the moon at his first Mania. This is how you do it. It sucks for LA Knight because he'll be a 2-time United States champion and he will lose the title again. And then what do you do with LA Knight afterwards? Because you're starting to get some more talent in, and you're gonna have to push somebody down the card.
And it's gonna be people like him.
100%. People like LA Knight.
100%.
You brought Rey Fenix in. You're bringing in Aleister Black. You're bringing in Rusev. Maybe Rusev will go to Raw, so it won't be that big of a problem. But you're bringing people in. Mm-hmm. And then after Mania, you're gonna get the after Mania NXT call-ups. Like there's gonna Trick Williams is probably gonna come up. If Obafemi loses at Stand and Deliver, Obafemi can come up. You're gonna have to move somebody down the card, and 43-year-old Sean Ricker might be the guy to move down. To get to my point before, and I guess I'll talk about this. Jade Cargill and Naomi had a segment. It was a promo segment, like a pre-tape. First was Naomi talking, and she basically just cut a promo saying how much she hates Jade, how she took her spot, how that's why she threw her off the balcony, and now because of that, Bianca won't ever talk to her. Even though after she threw Jade off the balcony, her and Bianca got closer, and she finally took her rightful place as champion. So that was Naomi's part, and again, she's gonna go ahead with this "proceed with caution" gimmick. That's her new catchphrase.
Yep.
She looked crazy. She looked crazy. You need to look it up. She had razor blades, literally double-sided razor blades in her hair and all over herself. Mm-hmm. She looked like she's becoming unhinged. Yep. Last week's promo was a little bit more subdued, and she made sense. This week, it's like, I'm gonna get her, and I'm not, and I don't want no repercussions when I get her. That's what I felt like. And then you immediately segue into, it was back to back. You immediately segue into Jade cutting a promo, basically calling Naomi jealous, saying that I had all the aura, I came in with all of I came in with looking like $1,000,000. I stole your glow. I took all of this stuff, and at Mania, you're going to feel the storm or weather the storm or whatever her catchphrase is. They both looked great. Naomi in the crazy way. Jade looked great. This match is going to be fun. Like at Mania, it's going to be fun. I'm not saying it's going to be a great match because I don't think they're going to put on a great wrestling match. I think this is going to be more of a brawl between the two women.
I agree. I don't see much wrestling going on.
And it helps hide Jade's deficiencies.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. As soon as there was that pause and then you were like, and it's going to, yeah. I was just like, he's going to throw some shade.
It's not shade. She's not a good in-ring competitor. She's athletic. She looks like $1,000,000.
She's
still learning.
Better. I know.
She's still learning.
But the way you tell it, you make it seem like she's fresh in the ring.
She's 2004 John Cena.
Oh my God.
Like, she's still learning how to wrestle. She's getting better. She's going to botch 2 times during that match. It's fine. Like she always does. But it's fine.
You're so disrespectful.
But the match is going to be entertaining.
No, 100%. This is not her first WrestleMania, right?
No, last year they did the 6-woman tag match. It was the 3 girls. It was her, Bianca, and Jade.
So this will be her first singles
WrestleMania match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think this will be only her second singles match in WWE because she only had the one against Liv.
Like ever?
Yeah, in WWE. This will be only her second singles match.
Because I know she was
had
that
tagging.
whole run. Yeah, she was tagged. Oh, that's crazy.
And she had the one match against Liv when she came back.
You're going to have to look that up because that's crazy if that's true.
Televised, at least. I know I'm not talking about...
no. Like house shows and everything. Yeah, I get you.
I'm almost 100% positive this is her second singles match in WWE.
That'll be crazy. No botch night.
All right, we're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna record. I'm gonna timestamp them.
Oh, there's several things. That I'm going to record because obviously we can't do like a watch along or anything because we don't want to get copyright stricken. But I'm gonna be recording specific things because I want to see your face, like when Jacob does not, in fact, win that title, when Jade does not botch. I'm gonna have these things recorded for history's sake. Because
I haven't been wrong since we started this podcast.
We haven't done anything yet.
I have not been wrong in predictions, in storyline development. There's been nothing I've said that has been wrong in 6 episodes.
I have to find something. And I will. Okay. Overall, show was pretty good. I agree with all your sentiments. Rey Fenix, Berto, that was the match of the night. My takeaway, as we said, was definitely the refs needs to get it together because they don't know what they're doing right now. I don't know if it's just newbies or what's going on, but they need to get their act together because we can't have these many botches, and especially with WrestleMania coming up. Imagine if some of this stuff happened at Mania. No, you can't have that happen.
I mean, remember when they counted Ronda Rousey, even though Ronda Rousey's shoulders weren't on the mat?
No, I wasn't.
You don't remember the whole Becky Lynch? Oh, you were watching.
I wasn't.
The triple threat match: Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. When Ronda's shoulders come off the mat, and they still counted her down for 3.
No. Where was that at? That was at Mania.
Yeah, there was one before COVID. There was one in New York.
Wow.
2019.
Interesting. And they didn't do anything to fix that, or they just ran
No,
with it?
Ronda went away and had kids.
Oh, that was her last match?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't supposed to lose?
No, she was. That was supposed to be the finish of the match.
Oh, they just did it early.
But I don't know what happened when Becky was hitting her with a crucifix pin, and then as Ronda was like trying to fight out of it, her shoulders both came elevated off the mat, and the referee still counted her down.
So was it supposed to be a longer match? Was what it was?
No, that was legit the finish. They just botched it.
Oh,
he literally the ref just continued counting the 3 because he knew it was a finish. even though you can clearly see Ronda's shoulders are not on the mat.
Copy. I want to go back and watch that. I want to see that.
Mm.
That's a pretty
Yeah,
bad
it's
batch.
WrestleMania 35. I think it is. It
Damn, that sounds like a long time ago.
was only 6 years ago.
I know, but that sounds like a long time ago. What about you? What was your comeaways?
Rey Fenix looked great. Charlotte and Tiffany was a very good segment. Jacob Fatu looked great again. Um, like I said, I wasn't as like the show was fine. I wasn't hugely entertained with the show, but it was a week to get you to Mania. It was a weaker SmackDown than we had been getting the last couple weeks, but they did move some stories along to get to Mania, which is all you can really ask for 2 weeks out. And your dog is going crazy.
Going crazy. Everybody's going crazy today during this show.
I swear to God.
Everybody. But yeah, okay. So yeah, a lot of technical difficulties during this show.
It's okay.
And
This is what we do.
this is what we do apparently. A lot of technical difficulties. Again, as we said, this episode is coming out a little bit late, but again, the most important part is that we stay steady, we stay consistent, and we continue to watch and giving you guys what you guys come here to experience.
You. Are you entertained? I said it can come to view, is what I said.
Oh, view. I heard you. I was like, what I do?
No, view. View.
I was like, what I do? As always, we appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and especially the comments because we love those. We love to answer those. We love to engage with you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. See you guys tomorrow.